MKBeauty.
Hello MKBeauties, welcome back to my channel. I am Melanie, the creator and owner of Majestic Beauty. As you can tell by the title of today's video, I am showing you how I fill in my brows, how I achieve this look right here. So without further ado, go ahead and let's get into today's video. All right, girl, get close. Okay, so these are my brows, my natural brows. I do not get them arched. I do not get them waxed and all the other things. I have thought about tinting my brows. I do have a kit, which reminds me, I need to try that kit out and tint my brows. But other than that, these are my natural brows. And what we're going to do today is go through my tutorial on how I, fill in my brows, how I shape and define my brows. Now, as you can see, I do have some sparse hairs here at the end. That's really what I like to focus on. And then I just like to make sure all of my hairs are going in the same way. They look full and really just defined. So I like to start off with, and I know this may be a little backwards, but again, this is my method. This is what I do for my brows. I like to start out with Brow Gel by Mary Kay. There are different brands available for brow gel, but I simply like to go ahead and use a brow gel just to set my brows in place before I get ready to fill. So I have my handy dandy mirror here that I'm looking in. So I'm going to go ahead, let's see if I get it framed. Yes, I'm going to shape and just, have my brows locked in place. And I go up and over. Now I am following the natural shape of my brow. In the front, I'm going up, and then I'm just going over, up and over, if you will, on the sides. Repeat the same process for the second brow, up and over, just like that. Now, when I use my brow gel, I like to just take away some of that excess product that got onto my skin by just wiping that and removing that. Don't worry about these breakouts. If you've been following my videos, I've already explained. I've told you what's going on. Mind your business. Stay focused. We're looking at the brows. Okay. Lately, I have been using a product to fill in my brows interchangeably. My go-to has always been NYX. It has always been NYX, okay? It has been the NYX eye pencil. This is a crayon eye pencil in dark brown. This has been like my go-to for years. A regular pencil that you sharpen and fill in your brows. This, again, is in dark brown. And the other product that I've been using is NYX Lift and Snatch. Now, you may say, can you see? Now you may say, Melanie, why do you have two? Well, I have two because I purchased another one. I already had one, then I went and I purchased another one. And the two that I have, these are in shade Espresso. And these are brow tint pencils. Let me see if I can show you again. This is in Espresso. And it is a brow tint pen. So I have two of these because, again, one I've been using, and then I purchased another one. You shake it. You hear that? You shake it and the product comes out. So this is like a brow tint, whereas this is strictly a pencil, and this is what I pretty much use just to fill in the sparseness in my brows, as well as kind of, build the brow, if you will. But this Lift and Snatch pen, this is strictly a brow pen. I'm going to show you both. So let me start with one of these. I don't know which one is almost out and which one is not, but it does have a felt tip. And with this, all you have to do is do light strokes to draw in your hairs. Let's see if I can bring you a little closer. Okay, a little closer, and let's see. And this is just drawing in hair-like strokes. Can you see how it drew in those hair-like strokes? It's really light, and it's really, truly just a tint to your brows. Now, depending on how much time you have, you may be able to really sit there and just sort of, you know, draw in some hairs. Sometimes I don't have time like that. Now, what I also like about this particular brow tint is the fact that it truly gives you hair-like strokes. It does not look colored in. It does not look like it was drawn on. It's truly hair-like strokes. Now, I did not do much to the front, but in the front, you can do little small strokes like this, just to fill in. Like that. Now, whenever I use this, I do follow up with a spoolie just to comb that out and give some of that tint to evenly distribute across the brow. Especially in the front. I make sure I do that. And that is the brow with the brow tint by NYX. So the other brow, I'm going to use the pencil, my OG, my old-time favorite. I'm going to just fill in the sparseness here at the end. Very, very light strokes. I am going in and just pretty much the same thing, just darkening up the brow, but filling in the sparse hairs very lightly. Just like that. Now, because I use the brow gel in the beginning, the brows are now, they're set in place. They are sort of stiff, but that's okay because I don't want a lot of movement whenever I am working with my brows. So although they are a little stiff, that's fine. I still have some movement to where I can shape and tame the brows. If you have been watching any of my makeup videos, you know I stress that brows are sisters. They are fraternal sisters, not identical sisters. So your brows will not be identical. They won't be matchy-matchy. The thing with brows is you want to make sure there is a balance. That's the key. You also want to make sure you are following the natural shape of your brow, the arch of your brow. Here is a quick little tip. I'm just going to use this pencil just to outline how you know how to frame your brows. So starting at the tip of your nose, going straight up, let me switch hands, straight up to where the corner of your eye is. This is where your brow is supposed to start, okay? Again, it's aligned to the tip of your nose, to the end of your eye. That is where your brow starts. And then from the tip of your nose to the pupil of your eye, that is where your arch is supposed to be. So that is where you're supposed to have your arch, okay? And then from the tip of the nose to the end of the eye, that is where your brow should end. So anyone who has a brow that is a little off balance, just try to use this method to measure out your brow. Again, from the tip of the nose to where your eye begins, that is where your brow should start. To the pupil, here to the inner corner of the nose, that is where your arch is. And then from the end of the nose to the end of the eye, that is where your brow should end. So in the event that you ever feel like you want to be dramatic and extend your brows or have your arch a little higher, just use that quick tip just to make sure your brows are in line with the size of your eyes, and then also that you just have some balance, some symmetric balance with your face. Brows, they shape and tame your face. So if your brows are filled, your face will look like immaculate, as if there's really nothing that you would have to do as far as applying makeup if you want or not. But once your brows are filled in, everything else just flows naturally. So that's a quick little tip, a quick little pro tip for you. Now, since I have my brows balanced and I have them filled in pretty much to my liking, I am going to take, I apologize, the wrapping is gone, but this is Benefit Gimme Brow. This is also a brow tint, and this is in shade 4.5. Now with this is what it looks like. I'm just going to take this product and rub it into my brow. Come close. Okay. Rubbing it into my brow. Still following the natural shape. I'm going to do the other side. I tend to do brows first before I apply foundation, and as you can see, I had a little product there. I was able to wipe that off. That is one of the reasons why I like to do brows first, is because any product or anything that I need to do, I can go ahead and clean it up right then and there. Also, another reason why I like to do brows first is because whenever I apply my primer, my moisturizer to my skin, I have time to let that product just sit and, kind of soak and melt into the skin. The last thing I like to do is just take my spoolie one last time and brush up. And what I like to do is make sure that product is evenly distributed throughout the brow. As long as you have some balance in your arch is where it should be, your brow is starting where it should be and ending where it should be, you are good to go. Sorry, you couldn't see me. So I'm a perfectionist, so I'm going to play with my brows until I feel like I have the balance and the evenness that I need with my look. Even if I'm applying foundation and leaving out for the day, or if I'm just filling in my brows and that's the last step. So overall, I think this is good. From what I can see, I feel like it is balanced. It's okay. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is apply some concealer just to outline my brow, just to make sure I really define and get the brow as crisp as I like. I am using the Makeup Forever palette, HD Face Essentials palette, and I'm just going to use some concealer. And I'm going to use a concealer that's almost comparable to my skin tone. And I'm just going to use this shade here. Sorry if it's a little washed out. There we go. Use this shade here just to carve out the brow. Starting with the bottom of the brow, and I'm just going to follow my natural line. And the brush that I'm using is a flat brush. This is all you need to outline your brow, is a flat brush. Following the natural shape of my brow. Just following that line. And here's another tip: if you feel you need to lift the brow just to get underneath, you can do that as well. And then pulling the concealer down just to get an even balance. Pulling that concealer down. Now, let me share this with you. Again, this is my tip. This is how I do my brows. Most of the time, I'll switch it up depending on the look, depending on the event, depending on what's going on. So for today's demonstration, I'm using a concealer that is closest to my skin tone. Again, depending on the event, the attire, I may use a concealer that's a little lighter than my skin tone. But for today's purpose, because I'm strictly just focusing on brows, not going anywhere, just, getting a little spruced up to be around the house. And for this YouTube video, I want to keep it as friendly, user-friendly, beginner-friendly as possible by using a shade that is closest to my skin tone. So just, again, following the natural shape of the brow and bringing the concealer down to the eye. You can go on top, following the natural shape. Now, if you notice, I have my brush laying flat. I don't have it like this to the side. I have it on top flat, and I am strictly following the shape of the brow. This makes it so much easier to carve out the shape of your brow, in my opinion, versus laying it flat and going like this. Because then you get a lot of excess product on top, especially if you're using a shade lighter than your skin tone. You're getting excess product on top that isn't necessary. So focusing strictly where you need it, just by laying it flat, and you have your hand kind of close to the barrel of the brush, and just swooping down. Now I'm going to take a little bit more of that concealer and do the same on the other eye. And the reason why I have the brush going flat for this eye is because we have a lot of product that we need to bring down. So it's okay that we get product by laying it flat and having excess product here. But we want the accessibility of that product so that we can pull it down. Just like that. And with this step, you can keep at it to get it as perfect as need be by bringing that concealer down. You see what I did? You see how I'm going on top sideways? And now I have this product here. Whereas if I do this, I'm getting it right where I need it to be. And I'm carving out the brow exactly how I need it to be. Again, still keeping that spoolie. I am a perfectionist. I'm going to keep brushing and making sure I have that balance as I need and where I need it. When it comes to the front of my brows, I always try to make sure I have balance here. I do not like the box, the squared look, so I always try to make sure I have that natural curve, that natural curving to the brow. Now I am going to take just a flathead brush. It's been used already, so that's why it's product in here. But I want to take this brush and bring that concealer down. And then go on top just to make sure I balance. I don't want any demarcation. I don't want any concealer to show. Any product showing. Because this is a natural brow, honey. This is a natural filled in brow. All right, let me see. Let me make sure. I like this. Making sure there is balance. Making sure there is no product shown. And just making sure it looks appealing from a distance. So if you are using a magnifying mirror, make sure you also have a mirror that's like just a straight on, straightforward mirror where you can look straight ahead to make sure you have that balance. And the more you do this, the better you'll get and comfortable with filling in your brow. Y'all probably say, it's fine, Melanie. I am a perfectionist. Let me live. Let me live. And I definitely like to make sure the front is going up and then over. For those of you who may be asking, this is a regular spoolie. This is a regular spoolie. All I did was bend the head of the spoolie just so that I could have that curve. But it is a regular spoolie that came just like this. And I just bent it so that I can have that curve. And having that curve allows me to really go in and focus on the brow as need be. So my last and final step really is just to make sure everything is there and then go back in with brow gel. So I am going to finish up by applying just a little concealer to my face, and then that is it. I'll come back and I'll show you what I look like with my brows. Okay, MK Beauties, this is the final look. This is how I achieve my natural brows just by filling them in with a little brow tint as well as a pencil using brow gel and concealer to carve out the brows. I hope you enjoyed the tips. I hope you found something beneficial that you would like to try, even if it's brow gel. Like I said, there are various brands available on the market for you to try brow gel. You can also try a brow tint, a brow pencil, an eye pencil. So many different tools are out there to help you get the brows that you want to achieve for your everyday, even glammed look. Comment below, let me know anything that resonated with you, anything that you tried that you would like to now implement that I've shared. Just comment below, girl, and let me know. You know I want to engage with you. You know I want to know what's going on in your world. What are you doing? What are you using? What are you trying? Come on, talk to me. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You are watching. You are not subscribed, but I want you to subscribe. Join the MKBeauty community. We love it over here. Everybody loves it over here. We have fun. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like, and comment. Now that I got that out of the way, you know I cannot leave without reminding you of Psalms 139. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous for His ways. I'll see you next time. Bye. MK Beauty. MK Beauty.